Uplifting Way FM. This is the Wally Show, and we'll get to some of the stuff we didn't get to during the course of the show today. It's really surreal for me. My daughter and her fiance are here this week. We went to my niece's wedding, and then they came back, and they're working from home, and so it's cool that they have the ability to do that. So we've seen them every day, and we've had dinner with them and stuff, and lunch and everything. And I absolutely love it. I love having her around. I love having Spencer around. We've been playing cards at night and stuff like that, and just actually getting to spend more time even with him now, and it's been fantastic. But it was really weird because yesterday they went and picked up their marriage license. Because they're getting married in June, but they need to get married legally here first because it was just a giant, so many hoops to jump through in Ireland to get married. And it was like, just get married here and then we'll do the ceremony there, and that will be your wedding day. Mm-hmm. The day that you sign the paperwork here, you don't even think about that, And so I was asking her about that. Like, she went and picked it up yesterday, and I'm like, was it weird, or was it like surreal, or are you just not thinking about it? And she's like, I'm just not really thinking about it. But then I started thinking about it. With what I do.
That's awesome.
And because she showed me the thing, and it literally because I'm going to sign it as someone who is ordained through an online ordination, which is crazy. They work. It's the weirdest. Look, man, there's no way in heck this should actually be allowed, but it is in like all 50 states. And so I got my ordination so I could do one wedding, and it worked. I did a second wedding, and it worked. And so technically, I'm going to do my daughter's wedding, but I'm not doing the wedding. I'm signing off on the thing. I'm not doing her wedding.
Why are you signing off on it if you're not doing the wedding?
Because it just needs a signature of a ordained minister.
Can't you just wait to get it signed by an ordained minister when the guy is there to do the wedding?
The guy who's doing the wedding is not ordained. He's one of our best friends, and so he's known Haley since she was 3 years old.
Oh, I see.
But because he's not ordained, he can't just sign off on it.
He's just saying the words.
Absolutely.
Whereas some people are like, say the word / do the signature, which is what we did. But you having done this means that she gets to, basically, she could pick anyone to do.
100%.
How close was it to you doing the actual ceremony, though?
She never wanted that.
Okay.
No, she never. I would have tried, but she never wanted that because
probably best.
She's like, I want you just to be my dad. I want you to walk me down the aisle. I want you to have fun. I don't want you to be stressed, because I would be a stress case trying to write something that I loved. Like, I already have to do a speech, and that'll be hard enough to write and get through. And the daddy-daughter dance, forget about it. I'll be crying like a baby. So, like, if I had to do the sermon, too, people would be tired of seeing me cry by the end of the day. And so I'm not going to do that.
Enough tissues?
I know. But the crazy thing is, this is what's just so weird about, like, contracts or just anything, like legal. It literally, like, if I just take and put my signature on it and date it, they're married now.
Have you?
Not yet.
Oh, so they're not married.
Yeah, but how bizarre is that? Like, it's really weird to think that that's it, because the ceremony isn't what gets you married either. It's the signing of the document that makes it legal, and so we're doing it backwards. We're signing the document and making it legal and then doing the ceremony. But it's really strange that I could literally sign this today and my daughter would be legally married. It's just, in Tennessee, they're like, oh, yeah, just show up, make sure there's no shotgun involved, and that you guys are both here. Like, they had to both go and pick it up, and they had to fill it out. They're like, yeah, we don't really care what you do. Like, Florida, they had to have, like, if they were going to do a civil wedding, they had to, like, actually have a civil wedding at the courthouse. They couldn't just do something else. They had to have someone preside over it. And then they had to do, like, a class beforehand and stuff, like, which shocked me coming from Florida. I'm like, really? They don't care about much anything. And so here it was, like, super easy. And so what we're doing is we're waiting until his parents get into town to sign it.
Oh, that's cool.
Because I want them to be there. I don't want it to be like, oh, one family's doing this. So I think what we're going to do is sign it, and then maybe we'll all just kind of say a little thing. But we don't want it to be a big thing at all, because I don't want her to even really think about this day, and then we're going to go do dinner, kind of thing. So I'm looking forward to that. It'll be fun. But it's just weird how that stuff, it's just ink on a paper real quick, and it's like now everything's legal. Whereas right before you signed that, it wasn't, But
is her name officially changed?
No, she'll have to do that. I feel bad for women, like changing names. I think she's keeping her last name as a hyphen. I think she is. So I hope so.
Haley talked about doing that, but didn't.
I don't care either way. I just knew that I wanted Marty to take my last name. She could have had her last name in there as well, and I wouldn't have thought twice about it. And she didn't really do that legally. But she would mention, and I think it makes sense too for women keeping their last name, because now, it's sometimes you get married later, and then you have people on Facebook trying to find you, and so having a hybrid and having your last name lets people that high school friends find you and stuff.
But that means she won't have Houston in her name anymore.
Well, it'll be her middle name.
I thought you said she was getting rid of it.
It's hyphenated, so it's one word per se.
Oh, so it would still be Haley Houston, then her two last names.
Yeah. She'll always have her middle name of Houston.
Got it.
Is she taking on a weird
But don't
last
some
name?
people do that, where it's like you get rid of your middle name?
I've never heard that.
And your married name becomes your last name, but the name you were born with becomes your middle name.
Oh, I'd never heard that.
Me neither.
No, Maybe that's a Southern thing.
Maybe I made that up.
It's possible. Yeah. So anyway, it's that. I guess technically my daughter is going to be married this weekend.
Congrats.
Which is really
Congratulations.
Yeah, it feels weird. Yeah, it feels weird, but
it's been a long road.
Yeah.
Are you going to cry with just that knowledge?
No, I won't. No, because it's cool. I've really enjoyed getting to spend more time with Spencer than I've ever spent with him in one sitting. Because usually when the families are together, you're doing a bunch of things and you're going and doing this, and then you're talking to your parents and his parents, and so it's just been we sat at my house the other day while the girls went shopping, and we raced my driving simulator for just 3 hours. Yeah. And then last night before dinner, we quickly went up and we're racing a little bit. So it was really cool to find something that he and I can connect over too.
I like playing.
I'm so much older than him.
Yeah. I like playing darts with my father-in-law whenever we're out in Louisiana. It's cool to have that relationship. Especially the older you get. Yeah. And especially in a case like mine, being a dad now, you just, in essence, are just so not the 21-year-old that asked for a blessing. Because I remember doing that and still feeling like a kid. Oh,
it's so funny, man. I still felt like a kid with my father-in-law regardless.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I still felt young.
Some are scary.
Yeah. Betty Rock's dad, when Danny Ray's here. How old is your dad?
70.
I'm 56 years old, almost 57. When Danny Ray's here, I feel like I'm a kid. Okay, hey, Mr. Danny Ray, how you doing? It's so funny.
I can't fathom the idea of somebody nobody's called me Mr. Granstrom yet.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe that's something that kids will do someday.
Yeah.
When Bennett brings friends out. But that to me, I'm like, I'll never be. And then I'm thinking for my dad, I'm like, were you ever?
Yeah.
Was there a switching point where you became Mr. Granstrom?
Yeah, like Spencer calls me Wally.
Yeah. I call Bill.
Do you? Yeah, because I always called my father-in-law Mr. Payne. It was just kind of respect. It was just always what I called him. So if I ever referred to him, or if I was like, "Hey, Mr. Payne, can we do this or whatever?" Always that.
He never told you to not do that, or call him something different.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Call
me Jim. No, I don't. I don't know. I don't know if he ever did. Honestly, he probably liked it to keep me in my place.
Sure. How old were you when you met Jim?
23.
Still a kid.
21. Yeah, and I think that's part of it.
I don't know if there's a true marker of going from blank to. You'd be 18 and make a living and be an adult. But.
Well, we were talking about this with Spencer the other day, and we were asking, okay, so because I don't need Spencer to call me dad. I'm not.
What
his
about
dad.
Daddy?
Yeah, I'm not his dad.
Daddy, I can't pay for your daughter.
He has a dad, and I would never that's his dad and his relation. My parents never minded any of our significant others calling them mom and dad.
My wife does that for my parents.
Do they? Okay,
I would never.
Yeah, see, and I don't expect Spencer to call me dad, and so he calls me Wally, and we asked him like, oh, what do you? I think my mom was asking him, like, what do you call him? And I think he landed on it. He's like, I think it's like how you were introduced, and that's what you go with. And so I was introduced to him as Wally, and so that's what he calls me. I was introduced to Marty's parents as Mr. and Mrs. Payne, and so that's
they
how. They
didn't call you idiot.
No.
Idiot.
They were so. Oh my gosh!
I can't tell you what Haley's grandpa called me
really?
for the first year.
Yeah. I got so lucky
mean.
with them. Like, her dad was a military guy, and so when I first met him, I had hair down to my waist, and I was like, this is going to be bad. Like, and he was so kind, and her mother was so kind, and they welcomed me because they saw how well I treated their daughter, and that was all they cared about. I was a ne'er-do-well. Like, I didn't have a plan. I didn't know what I was going to do, and so fortunately, I guess they figured, well, I guess we'll just keep supporting her if we have to. Like, it'll be fine.
Boy, the nut doesn't fall far from the tree.
Yeah, I know, right?
I think they're looking at you like, we see potential.
Yeah, they did. They saw that I had a great work ethic, and I worked hard at everything I did. But I was still in college and stuff, and
you need to find the field, find the place to be, and then you'll thrive.
Yeah, I did really well. Once I found my space, but they gave me that space to find it. And like they were just. So kind, and so like they always like if we ever went, we're in town, we go to dinner, they'd always pay and stuff, and so I try to replicate that with like Spencer and Haley, like because I know it was so good for me and Marty, and I want it to be the same way for them. So anyway, gonna be a busy weekend, so we'll get to weekend plans in a little bit too. So Lady Rock, what do you got?
Well, this is interesting. So BBC, British
Broadcasting company, I think.
Company. Okay.
Makes sense.
So they are offering some classes now for, skills that you might want to learn. But it even gets more interesting than that. So they are offering a class by the best-selling novelist Agatha Christie. And you might be thinking, wait a minute. Wasn't she like back in the 20s?
Yeah.
And
expired.
30s, 40s, 50s?
1976.
Yeah, she died almost 50 years ago.
76 is almost 50 years ago?
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. Oh, I guess so, because I'm 56. I was born in 68. Like, when people say that and they tell me, like, the 70s were 50 years ago, I like, what? That's crazy. And then I look at my own wrinkles and go, oh, I get it.
Yeah. So she has been gone 50 years ago, but... She wrote Murder on the Orient Express, Death on the Nile. Lots of movies have been made about her novels. She sold 2 billion copies of her novels. That's a lot. Yeah. So they're doing a writing class that's being led by Agatha Christie herself. You'll be learning how to structure an airtight plot and build compelling characters. Now, you might be asking, well, how did they bring Agatha up from the grave and get her to teach a class? Well, what they did was they worked with her great-grandson and her grandson, and they were close to her, so they knew what her characteristics were. They were also able to get a hold of some old interviews that she had done, interview her great-grandson and grandson to see, like, would this sound like her? Also, they pulled her voice from old interviews. And then it's a video class, so you'll see Agatha Christie sitting there behind a desk speaking to you.
Complete AI.
It's all AI. Now, what they had to do to create the body, or I guess give it human-like gestures, was they did use an older woman that looked like her.
Yeah.
But they put AI, they used Agatha Christie's face on this woman.
Yeah.
And so it looks like Agatha
Christie.
So
like CG stuff where they put the dots on you. Yeah.
Craziness.
They did that with
that is nuts.
So here is
Indiana
just a little snippet of the promo for the class.
I will pass on the best advice I can from my own experiences. But I should warn you, you must be serious about it if you wish to be a success.
It's so funny because that's how in my head I hear every British old person.
That was Haley's grandma right
there.
Like
100%. They all sound like Agatha Christie to me.
Isn't that creepy,
is
though?
Crazy.
British actresses are great.
AI is getting really, really good and scary as to what it can do. Like last year even, like it was still, or 2 years ago, like in its infancy, and you could ask it some questions and okay, it'll fill that out. And it's not that much more different than Google. And then it just grew leaps and bounds over the last couple years as to what it can do and can help you with, which is crazy. Haley tried something last night. It didn't work. She has an audition today for the Nashville rep. Yeah, she came up here and they were doing auditions. So if she gets a part, she'll be up here for like a month living with us or 2 months. Yeah.
Come on, Haley.
And Spencer can come up because he works remote.
If she needs something paid for.
It's on her.
But her husband it's like he's overseas, okay? Daddy!
But he's not even
You don't understand,
He's not
Daddy.
a husband yet.
He'll only be a husband in ink, per se, until
my word.
he is... Well, you totally could pass off stuff.
No, I just thought of this.
What?
Oh,
dude. What?
I don't want to admit it.
No, tell me.
No,
Tell me. Tell me. You have to tell me.
It's too much.
No, tell me now.
No,
then I'll make it bigger than it really is.
No, because
it's going to be bad.
It's just ammunition that
then
you
tell
will
me.
keep using against me.
Tell me now. Tell me now. Tell me now.
Tell me. What are you paying for?
Okay, so here's what happened.
What?
Haley texted me the other day, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, you know how?" Because we had seen this thing of a lady at your wedding that would do watercolor portraits of the bride and groom while they were there in their outfits.
Beautiful.
And then they would do it for all of the guests. So all your guests get a watercolor portrait of them wearing their outfit.
People can paint fast like that.
It's amazing. And so I had seen it done here in the States, and I remember asking her about it. Well, apparently it came across her feed that this girl in Ireland does it. I know. And so she hits me up. She's like...
Haley hits you up.
Haley hits me up. She's like, oh my gosh, this lady does this at the castle in Ireland. And I'm like, no way, that's crazy.
Wonder why she's telling you about this.
I couldn't tell you.
She has a budget.
She has a budget,
okay.
yes.
Should be acted upon if she so desires.
Right.
Yeah. And how much per se would you say?
I think this was going to be more expensive.
Like in the $50,000?
No.
Whoa.
I don't know.
It's just a lady doing like
$5,000.
No, it's just a lady doing art. Like art people get hosed.
At least one or two though.
Yeah. So she shows it to me, and she reaches out to the lady and says, "Hey, this is when we're getting married. I'm curious what the price is, and if you have the date available."
Due diligence.
She had the date available.
Oh my!
You don't say.
I know, crazy, right?
A month, 2 months, less than 2 months out.
Yeah, so had the date available, which was great.
Adding
So then I am talking to my wife.
Yes.
And my wife and I were the ones that were like, we really think she should have this.
Oh, she totally should.
Yeah, because I wanted her to have it.
Oh, because you wanted her to have it.
I did.
Thank goodness she mentioned it to you. Had you not known.
So
is this your desire, or is this...
Well, Haley would really love it, but it was something I really wanted for the wedding.
Yeah, of course you did.
So,
yes.
This is for you.
It's really for you.
It is
more than it is her.
Yes. And so I told her, I said, well, find out what the price is. And I said, here's what I'll do. I will put $1,000 towards this.
He will put $1,000 towards
whatever it is. So above the wedding budget. So this is the one thing I've gone above the wedding budget for.
One thing, Gavin. So just one thing.
I said, I'll put $1,000 towards this, and then anything else after that you have to cover. And so turns out it's only $1,200. So she gets off for $200. I should have told her I'd just split it with her, but before I knew what it was. So but then they're like, the lady does the math, and she's like, well, it's a minimum of 4 hours, but you might need 6 for this many people, and so then it's $200 an extra hour. So I said, that's fine if you want to get the extra hour. That's on you.
But it's just about...
That's where you laid down the law.
I did. I put my foot down.
Did you hear that, Potties?
Yeah.
He said, but if you want that extra hour, that's on you, okay?
Yeah, I put my foot down.
Yeah, you did.
Did my foot right there, just stomped it down.
Daddy!
Yeah.
Daddy, did you know that this amazing artist is able to do watercolors of my guests?
This is why I didn't want to tell you.
But Daddy!
Because this is the one thing I went over.
It's the one thing.
It's the one thing I went over.
It's the one thing.
Because it's something I thought was cool.
But you still don't really know how much money was in that savings account for her wedding.
Oh, I do.
Yeah. You do. And you still saw fit to add an extra $1,000.
I did. Yeah.
Again,
because I wanted to have more money at the end of this thing.
There are some people out there who
literally paid all of her college, okay? You are paying her car, her cell phone.
I'm not paying her car. I'm not paying her car.
Insurance.
I'm not paying her car.
It is
when she sees a pair of shoes that she wants, Daddy.
Sometimes.
Daddy, you don't understand. I need them. They're so mean.
Yeah. Sometimes I treat my angel.
Some people have like multiple children.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
They have to make multiple weddings happen.
If I went to Danny Ray and I said, Dad, I want some watercolors of me and my guests, he would say,
I'll do them myself.
Yeah.
Or he would say, well, if you go to the local Walmart, you'll get
Dollar
yourself
General.
a box of crowns and some paper.
Yep.
You can probably figure it out.
Yep.
I think it's cool.
So it's not technically, it can be an only child thing, but it's not all only children.
It's not all only children. No. Yeah.
That's fair.
And I did pay her college. And that was, I thought she should have had to pay a little bit into college. She paid her living expenses during college.
Mm-hmm.
Like her dorm room?
Yeah, she paid for her rent and stuff like. No, when she moved out, she paid for her rent and everything. And
dorms are expensive.
Yeah,
but you know who helped her move cross country?
Oh yeah, I'm not doing
That's
it this
what
time.
Any parent does.
That's what you said
I'm
last
not.
time.
No, I said that was my last
Daddy,
one.
I need to hire movers, but it costs $500.
Like
Daddy,
moving from her place.
Daddy, my back hurts.
No, when she moves from her place to Spencer's house, no, they're on that. That's not me, unless I'm there that weekend.
That's fair.
But
you should.
I don't want to be there, and I don't want to help move. I hate moving.
Ignore if she tells you about the day, be like, okay, that's cool, and then try and forget it as quickly as possible.
I love her
because Marty will probably go out,
but I hate moving more than I love her.
That's
funny. But Gavin has a good point. If Marty goes and she's like,
then I've got to go.
You've got to go.
Yeah,
then you're gonna go,
and then I know I'm gonna help.
And then if a need comes up to pay for pizza,
pizza's not a big expense.
Yeah.
In my mind.
Putting your foot down. You, sir.
I thank you. I did it.
You are the man of the house.
I said I'm not paying for it all. I'm just paying $1,000.
We have a call in 8 minutes.
Oh, jinkies. Okay.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. All right. Weekend plans. Everyone got weekend plans.
So what's
you didn't talk about you didn't talk about birthdays.
Oh,
I know.
That's on me.
We'll do weekend plans first. Haley's having a shower. Bridal shower.
Cool.
And so a bunch of her friends, Marty's friends, in-laws, everybody in town. And Betty Rock will not be there. She was invited, but Betty Rock has her own weekend plans this weekend for her 40th birthday.
Yes, my friends have put together a party for me, a birthday party, a 40th birthday party. So I will be at that. It's the same day as her bridal shower. But anyways, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to see how many people are there. I'm going to eat a lot of fish, feed some fish too.
Be a good day.
Hopefully
be a
the rain
great
stays
day.
away.
Yeah, be a good day.
Yeah, I'm hoping so too.
Gavin?
Be here on Saturday.
That's right.
That'll be exciting.
Yeah, you and I will be here.
That'll be entertaining and fun.
Yep, support drive.
Middle of Saturday. I'm not ungrateful for it, but I am looking forward to Sunday vastly at this point. And then Monday is Cinco de Betty / Mayo. So small group is going to be Cinco de Mayo themed.
Nice.
So we're going to be doing Mexican food for small group lunch. And I think that's it. That's it.
Well, there you go. Let's do some birthdays, and we got to hit it.
All right. We've got Katie Mel who wants to wish
Katie.
Allie from Nobody's Angel a happy birthday.
That was a Radio Disney band back in the day, and that's how I know Katie.
Nobody's Angel.
Nobody's Angel, yeah.
Okay. Said she's been a great friend since I've met her. I get to see her every year in October at the Arizona State Fair. She's now turning the big 50.
Oh, she is?
I guess so.
I can't believe she's only 6 years younger than me. That's crazy.
And then Crystal wants to wish her husband Corey a happy birthday, saying he's an amazing husband of almost 7 years. He's an intentional dad to our daughters, super humble, kind, disciplined, caring, and my best friend.
There you go. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, everyone.
Hey. All right, so remember, podcast goes dark for a hot second here during support drive. So not Monday coming up, but the following Monday, we will be back live with, Wednesday.
We'll be back in a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's going to be, we're on hiatus, and we apologize. But thank you for those of you that are like, hey, where you been? We miss you. So I
and for those
that.
of you who give as well. It's fun to see your names pop across.
Showing up, you can actually help out too and keep the podcast going, because without the radio show, the podcast does not exist. So we appreciate you supporting it however you choose to. But there you go. That is going to do it for your Aftercast for today, and thanks for being a potty.
Growing up in poverty has never been easy for children, but with the added challenges of the pandemic, conflict, and natural disasters, families around the world are facing an unprecedented food crisis. Unfortunately, those who are already hungry are now even more desperate. But by sponsoring a child through compassion, you can help provide life-sustaining essentials such as food and clean water. And with your compassionate support, that child can not only survive, but also flourish. You can find out how and choose a child to sponsor when you click on the compassion banner at wayfm.com.